Today is Easter Sunday, and it's a day where many people are reflecting on miracles and faith, hope, renewal and resurrection, what's possible, ways that we can't even imagine, and what comes after suffering. And it is a day that I have woken up really praying for miracles. At this point, right now in our journey, it feels like we need miracles more than anything. Yesterday was really, really tough for many reasons. I was really struggling to regroup and couldn't quite get myself there. Kevin is fading, and I was trying really hard to figure out how to help and restore and get him moving and reconnect. And then I realized that right now he's in a place where he's struggling and he's so depleted and so tired, and in just pain and struggle that he feels disconnected from the faith that he had, and as his partner in this, it's been really challenging to navigate when to step in and how to do that best. I think that's actually been one of the hardest things early on. He was so clear and he's so attuned with himself in certain ways that he asked me to trust him and trust his process and finding the support and taking the steps that he felt were right for him in his treatment. And when I had suggestions or ideas, he would entertain them, but often, sometimes they were met with just not ready or resistance because he had a clear path. And now that he's in a place where the path isn't clear for him and he is having trouble accessing it, feels like my job to step in and uplift and support. But at the same time now I'm scrambling because I don't feel like we have the right support in place. I would trust that every step of the way was a step that was needed to be had. And as this unfolds, it's all part of the process. But what it brought up in me yesterday was a lot of frustration and some anger at the situation, anger at myself. One of my core programs that I tend to run, or I thought I had moved on from but haven't, is feeling like I don't do enough, or anything that I do, it's not enough, and trying to overgive, overdeliver, think about all the shoulds. The shoulds eat me up. You know, I should have done that, I should have done this, I should be doing this. And yesterday it wasn't useful. Never is useful, actually, but it did shed light on part of what's going on and the way I look at things and the work that I usually walk people through with like real life awakening and consciousness is, you know, really looking at first level of reactionary mode and what the reactions are that are going on inside, and then how those are playing out outside. And then the E of that is how we're engaging or evading what we're experiencing. And A is, are we accusing or are we acquiescing? what are we blaming or what are we giving up and just feeling helpless about? And then how do we loop that? And so, I woke up really depleted yesterday and just really needing rest myself, because it's just been a lot to handle emotionally, physically. The past couple of weeks have been very intense, and there's been no break really between caregiving and house stuff, business stuff, patient needs, and then trying to fill in the holes and figure out resources and next steps, like a new puppy. Every ounce of energy has been used, and just wanted to rest yesterday, but I couldn't, and so I think I was mad, just angry at, again, the situation. And I can see grace unfolding. I can see the little ways it does. Yesterday, I just really couldn't regroup, and I felt terrible because I think, instead of trying to motivate, uplift, inspire the way that I envisioned, like some Hallmark movie, everything was going wrong because of the mood I was in, and it just felt like, honestly, I needed a redo, a really bad waste of a day, and also causing more stress, and some of that that Kevin felt, and then he takes that in as that's because of him, and he's in a place where he can't handle anymore. He just really needs faith again, and he needs to reconnect, and where I wasn't helping that. There was at 6:30 at night, I realized that there was an energetic, spiritual kind of alignment that I have been doing with Sue Semino, who has really nice gifts, and at the last minute signed up for that and felt something shift. And this morning woke up with energy and a different mindset, and knowing things were possible, but seeing, trying to rest into God and faith for the next step and just stay clear. So I know what that is, what to do. Earlier in the week, I was ready to take Kevin to the hospital, and then he perked up, and it seemed like I know he doesn't want to be there, but he's just so weak and depleted from barely eating past few weeks and just feeling miserable that we have to get him renewed. And we've been doing IV therapies, but it's not enough, and I've known that, but I've been trying to walk that line of honoring, respecting, and then at this point really praying on what the next steps are. I'm hoping that I can get some home care, and we have a meeting with a doctor tomorrow that I'm praying will sign off on some stuff, and really mostly praying that Kevin will remember all the opportunities that God's been showing him along the way, and remember love and light and healing. Whatever way that looks at this moment, I don't know, but wherever it goes, there's still healing to be had in his body, mind, and spirit. And I think spirit is the most important, to be honest, in turning the body around, and that's usually what I see as a therapist. And so pray for everybody that's going through hard times right now to have their body, minds, and spirits renewed, and to stay connected with hope and miracles and what's possible. And I pray for support for all of us, our family, your families, to have all the resources that they need, mentally, physically, community, financially. Right now, that's all really tough at the moment, and I know we are not alone in that from everything I'm seeing and hearing. So I pray for everybody to have all that they need and be able to stay connected to your divine wisdom each step of the way with love and light and grace and miracles possible.